I'm just drinking my coffee, and then I'll be ready for the stream. In a second, I'm just going to tweet out that we're streaming quick, and then I'll be ready. Always add another sort of move the goalposts. That's what I like to do. Oh, with after we've tweeted, we just need to go toilet quick. Well, then we'll start. Boom. Easy game. So that. And that. And then go and post that on my Discord. Let's close all that. Hi. Hello. Hope everyone is doing well. I look more and more like a evil tech entrepreneur every day. Got little chubby cheeks at the moment. It's winter. It's Christmas. I'm breaking the diet. I'm eating everything I fancy, which is most things. We'll sort it out after Christmas. We'll go now that we're a bit festively plump. I'll get it sorted. I don't want aliens flying over and going, he would be a delicious human turkey bird to stuff. I don't want any of that. That's weird. Oof. And they'll look at me and they'll go, this boy looked delicious. I don't want that. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's gone a bit off script already. Do we have a script? No, we never had one. But if we had one, we'd be off it. Hope everyone is doing well. If you'd like to ask a question during the live stream, just question in brackets. That will get through to me. Probably. I'll try and read it in the side. I'm bad at read. I'm bad at read. But we are currently in the midst of Luminalia. It's Star Citizen Christmas. And with that, we've got... Let's bring this up. Bam. We've got some stuff going on. So, starting now, there's a load of stuff available in-game to get involved with. Christmas missions, literally dropping off packages. You can find lots of little packages around landing zones, which you can pick up and sell for money. Now, you may be like, what's the point in doing this? If 3.18 is about to sort of come along and wipe everything. Well, that's a valid question, because it does look like Plan and PM will be launching 3.18 live soon, and it is going to have a full wipe. But maybe just get involved just for the hell of it, just for a bit of fun, just for a bit of a laugh. Seem reasonable, right? But there's other stuff going on. So from the 11th, we've got the Luminalia calendar, and apparently all of these things are going to be useful in-game somewhat. They're not just going to be a little tiny screenshot of, oh, some handlebars for a bike. It's not going to be like that this time. It's going to be genuine things that you'll be like, oh, it's a costume to wear. It's a bauble. It's a tree. It's a snow globe. Things like that, yeah? You can get them every day, or I think you can just retroactively get them as long as you pick them up before January 10th. So, anything else? There's a screenshot competition. There's a making greetings cards competition. The Luminalia referral bonus. So if you get someone to sign up with your referral code and they buy something of at least $40 starter pack or more during that time, you both get a Argo MPUV. So yeah, I'd upgrade it later. These are all upgradable tokens, is the way I see most of them, assuming they are upgradable. There's discounts on being a Star Citizen voluntary subscriber. There's discounted starter packages. Pyman, thank you very much for subbing. That is very much appreciated, sir. Hey, I'm not sure why. That's how we say, oh, thank you very much. It's getting a little bit, it's getting all. So we got a variety of starter packs. I think it's 10 to 25% off. Yeah, if you are so inclined. The Argo is a great upgrade to the Pisces. Really? Oh, it's great to upgrade to a Pisces. Got it. That makes more sense. Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. I agree with you, Taz. I kind of want the penguin slippers. I think they're terrible looking. That makes me want them more. Should I pick up a Christmas jumper? I don't think they'll arrive in time to make it warranty. I need some Star Citizen turtlenecks. That's what I want. Some tactical turtlenecks. I've already got a Finley. I did like the socks as well. Anything else? Oh, the Drake mug's cool. Huh. So yeah, Luminalia. We also had a patch watch. So patch watch basically went, there's a load of quality of life improvements coming along. Lots of law and crime improvements to help you not get a crime stat when you don't deserve one. And sort of things like that. So lots of stuff like that. And you'll be able to land at landing zones and stations and stuff. Even if you've got a crime stat too. Awesome. You can pay that off rather than be a criminal. No one's going to come around and murder you. Lots of improvements for like sort of spawning of things. NPC should spawn. There's sort of spawn closets are going to operate better, which is good. So we shouldn't have problems with spawn closets just going, nope, no complete mission, which has always been quite annoying. But yeah, so really looking forward to all of that jazz. Thank you very much, Pyman, for something that's genuinely appreciated, mate. MPV. Anything else coming this week? Fucking shattered. Pardon my French. I'm absolutely shattered. We'll just do a quick one today. just to give you some updates. We've got another video coming out in like a couple of hours anyway. But yes, questions. How's everyone doing? No, wrong button. How's everyone doing? Oh, I know something else we saw some. We heard some interesting sounds of pyro in the latest Inside Star Citizen, but it was more that we also get to see some of the biomes and stuff in a bit more detail, which is quite nice. It was supposed to be an audio episode. Samayeti, love you, mate. Just thinking, why can you pick up and sell Luminalia gifts if the full persistent wipe will delete your in-game money? Exactly. But yeah, so even storing them is a bad idea because they'll get wiped as well. So 3.18 should be coming out real soon. So expect the Wave 1 PTU any day now. Could be this weekend, could be Monday, potentially could be tonight, though I would expect Clan Imperium to be potentially talking about it if they were going to do that in a bit more detail, but it's possible. If you put question in brackets, then I'm much more readily able to see your code. Odds of seeing the Hull C in 3.18. So don't expect it in the initial build. It's possible it could be part of 3.18.x. So 0.1 or 0.2 patch or something. It almost certainly, if it's not then it will be for the next major patch. Because basically, Clan Imperium said, look, Hull C really close to being ready. We just wanted the cargo refactor in before we sort of finalized it. That's from my understanding. Will we go to First Wave PTU today? It's possible. I think it's more likely we'll see it this weekend or early sort of Monday, Tuesday, but we could. Hello, board. Hope you're doing well. Do you think CIG will ever let us power up ship systems independently instead of all systems coming online with the push of a button? Yes. You will be able to, almost certainly. It's part of the resource management system. It's part of engineering gameplay. It's part of stealth gameplay as well, to an extent. Cargo refactor. 1 SC boxes you can put in the cargo grid with a handheld tractor beam, not the amazing new game loop people are expecting. Still no vehicle tractor beams. But they are being built. So this is a big step towards it, as is soft destruction that's coming with 3.18, which means that ships will be disabled rather than explode all the time, although they sometimes will explode and you can overdamage them to explode them. But ship will be permanently disabled with, if it's a player crew, they will stay alive, so you can actually board the ship and fight them to steal their cargo. If it's an NPC ship, I'm assuming that they'll still spawn cargo on board, but the NPCs will be dead. Unfortunately, often with Star Citizen, it is lots of little iterations. Tier 0, then a little bit more for Tier 1, then a little bit more for Tier 2, or little bits towards that. Bits. What else have we got? What is the best pickup line for Star Citizen? I'm trying to get a couple of friends into the game, but nervous about trying to pitch it to them. I'm pretty sure they'd like it, though. I'd say Star Citizen, I really enjoy it. There's some cool events that happen. We can jump on there and mess around and destroy some people's lives. Every time we destroy a ship, look at the value of this ship. This is worth $500. Let's go blow one of these up. And that's how you'd get an EVE player to want to play it. I don't know. I mean, so just say to your mates, oh, it'd be cool to play this for like a few days, sort of with a goal in mind. It's Star Citizen's beautiful, it's pretty immersive, but it's still alpha, so it's a good idea to sort of jump into it for a few days every major patch to do some sort of goal. And if you can go, this is what we're doing for our goal, guys, bam, organise that and sort of set parameters and have some fun. Awesome. That's what I love about org gameplay now. How much more procedural generation would you like CIG and Turbulence use to make the star systems faster? So there's a lot of procedural tools they now have that work really well. But the thing is that they want to have a look at everything. So they use procedural tools. They could generate 1 million stars, but they'd want to look individually at those 1 million stars and the planets and all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's procedurally assisted because they do go in and have a look and then they edit some of the terrain. So the tools they've got enable them to do stuff very fast, but they're still building out all of the assets and all of the basic buildings, flora, fauna, or how the missions interact and everything. So every quarter we're getting more and more and more of this, and it is getting to a point where they will be able to just very quickly and easily build anything they want for any system eventually, with relative ease, because they've got so much in their asset libraries and so much variance there. What ship will you be using for your Luminalia deliveries? Probably the cutter. So I'll be doing a lot of zero to hero stuff in the cutter to start with. Obviously, we've got the Vulture soon as well. And the Corsair is just a good laugh. And I love my Mercury Star. And I don't know, there's lots of ships. I'd sort of see what happens. Right, dig that, 32! Shouldn't they give away our event referral ships when we have too many? So, referral stuff. As a content creator, I have a endless link under my videos, which basically is my referral randomizer. So I haven't used my referral code in years. I've just been giving it to my mods, my friends, and my Patreons and channel subscribers, so the top tier ones. I sort of chuck them into my randomizer. Bam. That goes out and I sort of refresh it every so often. No shape or form to it really, other than I just want to help some people out. So shouldn't they let us give away our event referral ships? So are you just talking about like the Cargo Argo MPV, or are you talking about things we get from the referral scheme in general? I'm not sure. Is it a good idea or not? I don't know. I don't know, because obviously Clan Imperium don't want them those promo items giftable. An interesting one. Maybe. I need to think more about it. Hope you're doing well, dig that though. You're doing well, sir. Thank you very much for the donation as well. That's genuinely appreciated. I wonder about how much LPBC you can get with a full load of salvage with a Vulcan. I don't actually know. It'll be interesting. So I suspect it will be comparable to mining. Good afternoon, Khonshu. Have I seen your channel before? I will look it up in a minute. Boop. When is Alien Week starting this year? We already had Alien Week. I can't remember when Alien Week was. Isn't Alien Week after Fleet Week? Alien Week 2022. So isn't it like in sort of June or something? Yeah, June 17th it was. So it's typically like a little while after Fleet Week, which is normally at the end of May. Mate, I am super tired. I was thinking, should I stream today or Saturday? And I went, oh, I might have. If 3.18 goes to first wave PTU, then I'm not going to have time to stream. So I'll stream when I can, just to say sort of hi to people. Stream is really important to me because it sort of gives me a bit of an idea what people in the community want to see, the sort of questions that are going on, stuff that I've missed as well, because I do a good amount of Star System research every day, but there's stuff I miss sometimes, and people in the sort of stream bring it to my attention a lot of the time. It's weird, isn't there? There are no literal socks in the game. What ships do you think we'll see before Pyro? Before Pyro? Loads. I'm thinking 4.0 and Pyro will probably be Q3 of next year. That's my hope at the moment. Loads of stuff we could get out before Pyro. I'll see. It's almost certain. Do you think we will get player housing and hangars? That is the plan. There's persistent hangars. And custom hangars will probably come out relatively soon. And then, obviously, they're building towards bases and that sort of stuff as well. Persistent habs, I believe, are a thing for cities, and that they're going to be customizable to a level. I saw in some footage that the Caterpillar's side hatches opens to the ground. Is that in the game yet? No, it's not in game yet. It will be eventually. They had they could have either had them opening. There's too many states for them to be in at the moment, so they just went, let's have them like that, and let's have them sort of open up. So they will open up and then have sort of elevators to the ground eventually. I am very happy that they're talking about modularity again now as well. With the Galaxy, they basically went, modularity's still a thing. This is a modular ship. Modularity will be on our minds in the not too distant future. So we're getting the server meshing soonish with Alpha 4.0. I'm gonna go get some water. I found some water. Oh dear. So yeah, we're getting server meshing. Static server meshing, the first iteration of it, with Alpha 4.0. With 3.18, we're getting persistent entity streaming, which is a big step towards that. Are there any other major tech obstacles for delivery speed of new features to start to speed up? Just them getting Squadron 42 sort of complete. Squadron 42 represents them sort of getting the core of the game done, and it's taking the lion's share of development. Then it's them just working on environments, structures, ships, gameplay features, sort of for the most part. Once they've got the core done, it's then the content to fill it, and the additional gameplay sort of features that aren't in Squadron 42. So things like deeper refining and exploration and all that sort of stuff. So still some major things. Tech-wise, you're looking at the persistent universe, sort of server meshing being not the silver bullet, but the main thing that Star Citizen's really focused on tech-wise at the moment. So, well, it's that and Vulkan integration for the Gen 12 renderer stuff. Well, the 400i is a beautiful ship. I'm pretty sure you can get a Monk. What? MNK? What? Do we expect there to be a post-wipe Alpha UEC bump for everyone that's part of Luminalia? Cloud Imperium have not said, at least as far as I'm aware, that there's going to be any additional Alpha UEC given with the 3.18 wipe, but they have previously done things like that, so it's possible. There's just not been a confirmation of that. Dylan Sis, thank you very much. Member of 25 months. Keep up the good work. You're doing great. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Which will make credits faster, scraping or mining Quantanium? Probably mining Quantanium, but we don't know until it's in our hands. And even in the PTU, stuff might get tweaked before the live build. Do the Luminalia gifts get wiped? So the Luminalia gifts that will come from the calendar won't get wiped. They get attributed to your account. Anything that's attributed to your account or on the RSI website, so stuff that you've bought, promo items, they stay with you from wipes. But if you're collecting lots of little in-game gifts, the little presents, and putting them in your inventory, they will get wiped. So bear that in mind. Well, I was super disappointed, and the Galaxy was going to buy the base, first ship in years, but I'm really pissed that the default version doesn't come with a cargo hanger. It does come, however, with an empty space there that is sealed, so you can put stuff in it. And the idea is that it does come with the cargo hanger if you buy it with the cargo module. It is supposed to be a modular ship. I sort of understand what they're doing, but I also understand people's frustration in, well, shouldn't it effectively be the cargo hanger almost as default? And then you put other things in there. Right, when do you think the new flight model is coming live to the live servers? So, this is a more complicated question because there's a lot of stuff going on with balance and meta changes and lots of things they're doing to the flight model. So, the next major thing that's going to be happening is that Cloud Imperium are having new master modes for quantum travel, well, for quantum control mode and standard control mode, SCM and QCM. So, basically, travel mode, where you can go above SCM speeds, so you can go really fast. You can quantum travel and you can quantum boost, so you can literally do little jumps. But you can't use your shields or your weapons. And then you've got standard control mode, which is basically combat and utility mode, which means you can't quantum travel, but you can use your shields and weapons. But you can only go up to SCM speeds. So really big difference. That should be coming pretty soon. So a lot of this stuff that Cloud Imperium have been talking about this year is coming next year. Including things like the resource management system, so circuitry of ships, engineering, damage control, potentially physicalized components, which I've wanted for years. I've expected them for years as well, because they're so important. That's one of the other major sort of tech hurdles that we're looking for, is them getting resource management system out and physicalized components, physicalized damage. But that will have to be done for Squadron 42, so... Is it true that the Idris is no longer being held for Squadron 42? So Cloud Imperium have said multiple times that the Javelin and Idris aren't necessarily going to be held for Squadron 42. But there's lots of other stuff going on there, which also means that they might not be in our hands until nearer to Squadron 42. So they're not necessarily being held for Squadron 42 as far as I'm aware. Do we know when they plan on adding the ability to jump anywhere? So this part of Quantum Boost, but also potentially the new map. No, we don't know when, but we might see some freedom of movement, as it were, next year. Your voice is so crisp, man. I've got a bad throat at the moment, and so I've got a bit of a tired, got a bit of a cough, and my throat's a bit closey-uppy. LC 3.18, it's possible that it could be part of the 3.18 branch, but I'm thinking it's more likely it's going to be... it could be 3.18.1, or it could be 3.19. Unless they skip 3.19, in which case it would be 4.0. There's a lot we don't know. So there's... January is going to be a bit slow to start, Cloud Imperium, and they have their scheduling meetings. Early February is when we see the sort of like the scheduling plan for the year, almost. Don't know. 21 months a member? You are reading my membership milestone, chat. Hello. Thank you very much for the sub. Very much appreciated, sir. What else have we got? Yes, you'll be able to use NPCs to crew your ship in Star Citizen. You'll also be able to use AI modules to sort of plug into some turrets and to semi-automate some systems. Obviously, it's not in-game yet. It is something that's coming in a little bit in the future. Are we resetting rep with 3.18? Yeah, it's a full wipe. So many modular-enabled ships. Don't forget the Tally has modules. Yeah, so the Retaliator is one of the ships that actually got me really excited about Star Citizen with its modules, because I was like, oh, there wasn't so many ships back then. And it's like, oh, the dropship module. That sounds awesome. I thought CIG said they were going to give people LPBC for time spent in 3.18. They've talked about that previously with other patches, and it's possible that you'll get that with 3.18. I have not got that in my notes, though. Doesn't mean that didn't happen. It just means that I've not committed that to notes. I don't know everything. I just have pretty good records. With persistent ND streaming and the Gen 12 implementation, do you believe the server player count will go up? So it currently bounces between 100 to 120 at the moment, which is pretty good for Star Citizen. It could be tested up further. We'll see how the servers are doing. Obviously, they are pushing towards server meshing as quick as they can, and that's when the servers sort of get further optimized, and then potentially everyone on the single shard. Well, lots of people, a lot more people on a shard. Thousands. When you buy cargo module, all you're playing for is the cargo tracked beam attached to the ceilings. So the idea is that it's got properly secured cargo plating. So it basically magnetizes the cargo there. It's safely traveling. And do you get the lifts as well? Will there be a ship sale for Luminalia? There could be for Luminalia and 3.18. Yeah, it's possible. Nothing confirmed yet from Cloud Imperium. Obviously, the Vulture will be on sale. I was surprised how cheap the Galaxy was, to be honest. But it's not. It's a ship that I will not be purchasing. Did you get a Galaxy? What do you think about it? So that's a good question. I didn't get a Galaxy. It's not for me. I've got too many other ships that do the roles of the Galaxy in a more focused manner, and that I'm more sort of interested in. Galaxy's cool. Once it gets more modules, maybe. I've got things that are super modular already, like the Caterpillar. Did they mention whether CPU/blades were part of the resource management update? No, they didn't, but it makes sense that they would be done after that, right? Should they do modularity for the Retaliator and the Caterpillar for the Galaxy? What do you think? I hope so. That would make sense, right? Because, you know, the Retaliator and the Caterpillar are already in-game. We have Cousin Crow's Custom Craft, which is where you would do the modular transfers of stuff. Got anything else here? Hello. Thank you very much for all the kind words. It's genuinely appreciated. Freaky Mad, you only joined 2 months ago. Well, you've got 3.18 on the horizon. Should be a pretty good patch. Really looking forward to the FPS missions at Orison, to be honest. Just the opening up of smaller scale Siege of Orison missions. I think that's awesome. Just go straight from the landing pad. Straight from the landing zone. Bam. Mission. Oh no, I died. I respawned in the hospital. Great. That's great accessibility. What else have we got? Do you like the Carrack board? So it's one of my top ships, yes. Mercury Star Runner, and then the Carrack somewhere in the top 3. My ships keep on moving around, my favourites. But Mercury Star Runner seems pretty much taking the #1 spot for a very long time. Carrack's pretty high up there. I do love it. I like the sort of multi-role, multi-crew ships that aren't too massive. And the Carrack's just nice, and I like the idea of exploration. and it might have some modularity in the future as well. What else have we got here? Are there any modules planned for advanced resource management gameplay? Can you be more specific? Probably, but I don't know exactly what you're asking. I don't know what advanced resource management gameplay is. Has there been any talk of putting vehicle access into the larger and maybe medium hangars on planet-side spaceports to facilitate more reasonable loading and unloading of those things? No, not outwardly facing to us, but obviously Cloud Imperium need to get a system of being able to spawn vehicles in ships, and cargo is going to be a lot more tactile with times for loading and unloading, and vehicles and that sort of stuff might be able to help with that. And obviously ship tractor beams and tractor facilities. I think if Cloud Imperium made the hangar to hold a prospector, it would give me a reason to have one. Okay. Yeah. Do you think that 3.18 will expand fleet play due to bounty hunters welcoming Vulture and cargo haulers, since money will be made even after the fights? Okay, so there's a lot of interesting stuff happening with 3.18. So obviously salvage gameplay, so salvaging the fields after a fight, because you want to loot those delicious ships. There's going to be shipboarding. There's going to be PvP activities going to change somewhat. So people might want escorts. Yeah, you could see much larger fleet battles, and then people wanting to hold the area that there's just been a battle in, because then, well, obviously everyone knows where that battle was, that just fought in it, so they might still want to go fight there because it's very valuable. So that's an interesting one as well. It makes sort of areas of conflict, well, they might not escalate anymore, but they might be a bit of a war of attrition there, which would be interesting. And having to board ships to take their cargo and stuff, I think is pretty exciting. Do you think there's a chance we'll see the Hull C in 3.18? It's possible we could see it in 3.18.1. The Cloud Imperium said after the cargo factor was done. So see it in 3.19, we could see it in 3.18.1. When do you think 4.0 will release? Sort of Q3 of next year is my current estimate. Any idea when we'll see Nyx? Couple of quarters after Pyro, optimistically. Yeah. They're working on Nyx at the same time with Pyro. Obviously, there's going to be a big focus on Pyro starting the beginning of next year to get it out the door. Yes, it's a full wipe for 3.18. Yeah, Cloud Imperium, as far as I'm aware, have not announced any additional monies or additional ways of getting extra money to start 3.18 with yet. Possible that they'll go, yeah, there's going to be all going to give people a small amount of the Luminalia money or whatever, but they've not said that. Hello. Any idea when they're going to mend the Mercury Star on a seat bug? I expect a load of the little bugs that are currently in the game to be solved in 3.18. Did they ever mention tractor beams being able to be mounted in a gun slot? I think they're just utility slots at the moment, so no, they haven't mentioned that, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. What's your least favourite part of Star Citizen? The waiting? The waiting. The erratic crashing when I'm almost done filming something. I go, well, I have to film it all again. Yeah, I know a lot of people aren't happy with the Galaxy. The Galaxy's a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be. And I know a lot of people wanted sort of like a base module for it. and it sort of does. It depends on the way you say. If Cloud Imperium had talked about it in a different way and said, "Oh, the base version, the unmodular version comes with this. It comes with an empty slot which you can do things in," and sort of described it like that, I think people would have been like, "Oh, okay, it sort of does come with its own module." It doesn't. That's the point. But it's supposed to be a modular ship. It's supposed to put modules in it. Cargo module is one of those things that they go. It comes with lifts. It comes with tractor beams. It comes with, at the very least, plating, gravity or mag lock plating, lock these things in place. There's better cargo ships, even though, I mean, so get yourself a hull C. Hey? Somebody yes, you're a beautiful boy. Just want you to know that. Other modules going to be the same as other ship modifications. So when my ship gets destroyed, I need to purchase a module again. Almost certainly. So modules would differ in the fact that they need specialist facilities to fit them, like custom craft. Actually, but components might require specialist facilities as well, I suppose, and especially due to the size. If you have massive components, they're going to need specialist facilities. Robert Johnston, thank you very much for gifting 5 BoredGamer memberships. That is very, very much appreciated on my YouTubes. We are going to be improving the offerings that we give to members on Patreon and YouTube members. They've gone the extra money, extra mile, and given us extra money. They've gone the extra money and given us extra mile. What? Genuinely, thank you very much. You are a beautiful boy and a star. Thank you very much, Robert Johnston. Long-term supporter of the channel, and has given us much money. Thank you, genuinely. Hope everyone is having a great festive season. I need to, after this stream in a minute, I need to finalise a list of Christmas food that I'm cooking for my family. Because my brothers and their partners are coming over, and I'm cooking for me, my mum, and those 4 as well. For Alpha UEC, will they be attempting to compensate for time spent in the game prior to the wipe? They have not said that. Sometimes they do that, but they have not said that yet. Do you think the Galaxy would be more viable if it was longer or wider to accommodate 2 modules? I mean, it'd be cooler if it could have 2 modules. Maybe, for me. But they'll probably have ships like that in the future that are just bigger versions of the Galaxy, right? Galaxy can be its own thing. A medium-sized modular ship. Feathers, Stop and Sniffer, The Best Alpaca, Lucas Lightbane, and B Valken UK. You've all been given memberships. Thank you very much, Robert Johnston. You are a beautiful boy. What do you see as the major tech hurdles remaining for 4.0 after persistent entity streaming? Server meshing, jump points, and then pyro, and integrating it all together for basically moving between servers. That is the main stuff. And a lot of that stuff has seen a huge amount of work already. Since ships like the RSI Galaxy need a Cousin Crows type store to switch modules, do you think, or have they said anything about an orbiting dry dock station around the verse that we could do that? They haven't said specifically, but I suspect there will be things like that, right? Any news and updates on the inventory system, single drag and drop items? I expect some tweaks for 3.18, but they have not gone much into updates for it yet. Well, they've talked about it a couple of times with dev responses. I'm just not sure when they're going to turn up those updates. And we might see it in next week's patch watch, stuff like that. We expect some improvements for 3.18. And what do you think about respawn times in regards to boarding, looting, and salvaging player ships? If pirates kill my crew, is it fair that we can just spawn in a new ship and attack them mid-looting? You wouldn't be spawning in a new ship, would you? Is you'd have to spawn at... You'd spawn at a nearby... You spawn at wherever you set your spawn location to, which wouldn't be... So your ship would be fully disabled, so you wouldn't be able to use your medical... So if you're Carrack, for example, gets soft destructioned, you can't use the medical facilities there anymore, as far as I'm aware. It's basically this: all the doors open, and the ship is permanently disabled. The person attacking you could use their own medical facilities, though. It'd be interesting. Could you run aboard their ship and set it as your spawn point, and then keep on spawning there? Things like that. It's an interesting one. It needs to be tested. It needs to have some restrictions and things like that in place, right? Because I think a lot of the time, when you're going to be assaulting a ship, after you've soft destructioned it, those people that are assaulting are going to lose and then lose their ship, because they go woo, and the people that do a nice good turnaround. What are you expecting for the first wave for the cargo refactor? It's pretty basic. It's the physicalization of commodity cargo. So all cargo in the game now will be able to be moved around with gravity tools at the very least. So that improves looting. There's soft destruction. So cargo will... so a lot of the time ships won't explode, like 70% or so. And the crews will, if their player crew, will be left alive on board on the permanently disabled ship, and the cargo will be left relatively intact, and then you'll be able to go over and fight over the loot and fight over the cargo. And there's improvements to the kiosks as well for buying and selling at a glance. So it's as basic as that for the first iteration. Robert Johnston! Having a Carrack with room for 2 Urzas and a Pisces and 3 smaller modules means I'd only bought a Galaxy if the hangar was one size up. Unfortunately, it's not. Yeah, I love the Carrack. I think the Carrack is a great choice. Significantly better choice than the Galaxy for my needs. Thank you very much for the donation. Again, Robert Johnston, you are a beautiful lady. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone that celebrates it. And to people that don't. You just don't have to accept my merries. Itchy nose. Talked about that. So, as part of the Lawville refactor, you're going to be able to get much closer to the ground on Lawville. Lawville's doubling in size and improving significantly in the way it looks. That's not going to be for 3.18, but it shouldn't be too long before the Lawville refactor. Do you think the Liberator's far away? I think it's going to be a while. I don't think it'll be next year, for example. I think a lot of people are excited about racing for 3.18's patch. If I have items in my ship inventory and it gets destroyed, are those items lost? Yes. When do you think... But, with soft destruction in 3.18, they might still be retrievable if the ship's not fully destroyed, exploded, if it's just disabled, right? When do you think we'll see data running? I think we'll see data running next year. I think it's pretty easy for them to do. Literally, they just go, bam, and let's put a UI to have data as cargo. And then think about some missions and stuff with that. So I think the first iteration is probably not too far off. Off to bed now. Keep the noise down. Nice work, mods, and fuck off, board. Thanks very much, Robert Johnston. Pays me money to tell me to go F myself. Very much appreciate it. Have a great night, mate. Thank you very much for jumping in and donating. You're a legend of a man. I'm gonna wait for 3.18, but you have to, Mr. Sparrow. But as an you see or check out the Space Marine 2 gameplay reveal. I was watching the Gameplay Awards, whatever it was, last night, but I didn't see that because I sort of snoozed off. I will look at it later. I need to go through the sort of highlights and the reveals. I saw Christopher Judge and Al Pacino. I thought I was having a fever dream. Do you think in the long run the game will support full drop arcs? For example, could someone who repairs and salvage be able to build their own base where they can swap modules for money? Potentially. So base building and some ship jobs may allow for those tasks. So I'm expecting to be able to do stuff like that. Yes. That is my expectation. Oh, and some more money for saying Merry Christmas and not Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas, brother. Night, everyone. Yeah, I mean, people don't have to accept it, do they? They don't have to go, oh, well, that's offensive. It's not offensive to me, and you don't have to accept my merries. Okay? And I'm a lover of man. No, that sounds... I love everyone, and I want people to know that I care about them. I care about humanity, quite genuinely. People have the value of life, the value of people. 69 likes, nice. Value of people is it's very important to me, and say what I mean, I say what I want. Sometimes I don't. I don't know where I'm going with this, but Merry Christmas, one and all, everyone. Have we got anything else there? Bam. I'm doing all right, thanks. I'm a little bit tired. I've got a bit of a weird throat at the moment. I need to get some more water in a second, and I'm gonna have a bit of a snooze. I need to get my Christmas food sort of planned. There's a lot I need to do. Gonna get another video out at sort of like in a couple of hours. That is, I believe, almost ready, if not ready already. It's Father Nordmas. So that NordVPN ad I've got at the end of my videos at the moment, that was a lot more violent in the original cut. And Zin went, you can't have that. It's too violent, and it's too sort of it's going to be against YouTube sort of policy sort of thing. And I went, oh, okay. Just edit it to whatever you think then. Yeah, it was a lot more violent and scary. Excessive, I think. Long-term base building. Will each base require a base building layout, ship, or could I put up a shack and call it home? Don't 100% know. There is going to be ways of base building without the Pioneer. We know that. I expect bases will be able to be from quite small to massive. So Clan Imperium are keeping a lot of this stuff quite close to their chest. Probably because they're still building it out. Are the modules going to be the same? I thought we talked about that. Bam. Thank you for all the kind words. Did a Survivor got you hyped? Yeah, it looked alright, didn't it? I think the last Star Wars game I played, there was like a Jedi Academy. Sort of 2012 era. Many years ago, 10 years ago. Then right? Please clarify inventory versus cargo upon ship destruction. You don't lose inventory, you get boxes. You do lose cargo right now. So at the moment, so with 3.18, expect that when a ship is soft destructioned, that the inventory and the cargo remain on board and are accessible. That is my expectation. Valor, I predict picture of a handlebar we can hold in game. So all of the Luminalia gifts this year, all 12 of them, are things we can use in game immediately. They are all things. They're not just like a picture of despair. What? I suppose, yes, I see what you mean. It would have to be a little bobblehead of a picture of a handlebar or something, right? Will we get a good handlebar mustache in the character customization? Eventually, yes. So they are working on hair and facial hair and different hairstyles. It will be a thing. They'll have some sort of tech that will be like, actually, everyone's facial hair is slightly different to any other character, even with the same style. It'll be something as weird as that. What do you want for Christmas this year? I'm pretty chill. Just want everyone to have a nice chill time. Be nice and comfortable. The meal to go well. Everyone to be pretty happy. Me to be well rested, not too stressed. Simple as that. I don't want for presents or anything. Physical Citizen Con in LA per Sandy Roberts. I would expect next year to be in the UK and a Physical Citizen Con in the UK. Or multiple physical citizen cons around the globe. Yeah, just because they got their new UK studio, right? What else have we got? What? Did I ignore you, Robert Dorkey? Apologies if I did. Normally, so people put question in their questions. I pick it out from the thing, but I haven't seen. I can't even see what you were talking about. Apologies. Low board with soft death being a thing, so I call it soft destruction rather than soft death, just because soft death is not representative of what it actually is. Being a thing, what do you think happens if you're in a dead ship in atmosphere? I think you'll fly down to the ground very rapidly, and once it hits the ground, the ship will explode. Because if you over damage a ship, it will explode. What else do we have? Anything else? Do you think the Vulture will go on sale once 3.18 reaches PTU? It will go on sale once it goes live. Once the thing goes live. Kepren. Thank you very much for the sub with Prime. Very much appreciated. Feel free to sub to me with your Prime subs, anyone. Or give me your monies. It's all appreciated. You do not need to send me money or sub or anything to get your questions answered. I'll just answer them as I see them. I am going to dash off in a minute, though, before someone raids me or something. Oh, because last time, like, Morph and a load of other people raided me. And I was just about to go. You right, Summer Yeti, mate? Oh, you're saying to Hype Monkey. Saying, what's up, monkey? I see. I see! Because I already said hello to you. Oh, statement. Sandy Roberts confirmed today in LA. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Have a look. Let's have a look. Have I got any other messages? We've got 3.18 coming very shortly. Oh. Oh, it's because they... Okay. I didn't watch the Star Citizen Live yet. So, CitizenCon 2953 confirmed live in LA in October. Okay. And a Bar Citizen World Tour starts in January. Cool, cool. I need to watch that. I thought that was coming later for some reason. I'm pretty tired. So what I'll do is I will watch that Star Citizen Live probably tomorrow morning. And get it into a summary with the news. That makes sense. Okay. Thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. When do you think the pool tables around different ships will work? So persistent entity streaming potentially allows them to much more readily be operatable, but they probably need a few more optimizations and work before they're sort of like, you know what, let's just tweak them and actually get them working. I have a cutter, but want to upgrade. What would you recommend upgrading to on the Star Citizen website? An Avenger Titan. Avenger Titan, fantastic ship. Great upgrade path for sort of weapons and that sort of jazz and components. Gives you will allow you to do a bit of everything, and it's great in combat, or at least good in combat. If you want something a bit more than that, a Cutlass Black or a Spirit C1. Question: do you think we could put on a camp citizen? In what sense? What kind of camp? I made a post on Reddit asking people's opinion if you're able to put 2 hangar modules on the Endeavour. What's your opinion? Oh, okay, so you can't do that because of the way that they fit into the slots. I did a lot of research into this. So you can't put 2 hangar modules on it. But do I think you should be able to? Actually, I quite like that idea now, thinking about it. I like the idea of having two hangar modules on it. The way that it fits on, it's not set up for that. That could change in the future. It could be slightly reconcepted before it actually goes out. Wave 1 tonight or Monday. Yeah, between those dates. So yeah, could be tonight, could be up to Tuesday for Wave 1 PTU, right? Does the Avenger Titan compare to the Spirit C1? So the Spirit C1 is a bit more sort of larger. It's more sort of competing with the Cutlass Black and the Freelancer. So it's a sort of a level above the Avenger Titan. Yeah, some. Do you think we'll get a 3.19? Possibly. So Star Citizens, the Car Imperium said the plan is still to have 3.19, so we'd see that early to mid next year. But it's possible that they skip it for 4.0, for all we know. So realistically, we'll find out what the plans are for the rest of the year in 2023, early February. Thank you very much for the kind words. I hope everyone is doing well. Can I just say, as an original backer, I've waited for salvage for so long. Yes, indeed. I think a lot of people have. Looking forward to it, even if it's just the early implementation of it. It should be still pretty polished. How would you feel about some sort of anchor attachment for boarding ships? They probably don't need it. I mean, they're going to have like things like the Vandal Claw and some of the other ships like that that probably will be a bit more aggressive. Like the Legionnaire and things like that, right? Do you think... So, Bored, LA, do you think a Squadron 42 release announcement or beta? It's possible that they will start the... It's possible that they will start a traditional media campaign for Squadron 42 and announce a release date as part of that. That is possible. And likely, if they're close... If that's the plan, like, they play it very close to their chest, eh? Well, we'll have to see if Wave 1 comes tonight or not. So maybe Wave 1 tonight. I think much more likely early next week, but we will have to wait and see. When is 3.18 actually coming out? Can't find a straight answer because they don't know. So mid-December for live is the plan. And we could see Wave 1 PTU between now and early next week. Let's hope we see it today, but we often get everything exploding. Right. I am going to dash off because I'm tired. I'm going to get another video out, and then I want to prepare for 3.18 on the PTU. So, yeah. 1 second. I'm going to find someone else that is streaming and send you over to them. You can bother them with your opinions and your questions and your ideas. Ugh. Right. I'm going to post you over to Salty Mike because he's my boy and I love them. I love the man. Hopefully he'll give you some interesting, slightly more critical Star Citizen love. But, thank you so very much for watching me today. It is very much appreciated. I love you guys loads. I hope you have a great weekend. Hope we get to see Star Citizen 3.18 first wave PTU sort of later today if we're lucky, or over the weekend. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you very much for watching. You take care, and okay, where's this button? On this. I click on this. Ah, weird. Thanks very much for watching.